Got my boots on. Welcome to another week here aboard the Esperance. I'm finally giving in. For 2 years, Kelly's called it the Esperance. I called it Esperance. She won the argument when she talks about how you don't just call it Titanic, you call it the Titanic.
The Mary Rose, the Bounty, the Mayflower.
And I went, oh, yeah, you're right. We should call it the Esperance, even though I feel silly. Anyway, here we are. It's another Monday rolled around. We have decided to stay an extra day here in Vans. And the reason we're staying here an extra day is because I'm going to do a bit of building. So I've got my boots on, which means I'm ready to go. Welcome to another episode of Will It Leak here aboard the Esperance. Last week for you guys, last Sunday, but yesterday for me, I sealed it all up, got it all gunked, covered in gunked underneath, above, everywhere I could. And the big question now is, as we fill it up, will it leak or won't it leak? Woo! Filling it with water, let's go below, find out what's happening. If it's going to fail now, it's going to fail on the hatch itself, which is a bit dodge. And it's leaking, but it's only leaking from the hatch. If I push down, let's have a look, is it kind of leaking then? Okay, yeah, it's just the hatch. Right. So I hope you all found that as gripping as I did. Surprise, surprise, it leaked. However, I think everything I gunked up yesterday is watertight. The only issue is the actual hatch cover itself, the inspection hatch thing. So we'll see if we can sort that out and then crack on to the next leak. Be systematic, be organised, one at a time, be structured, that sort of stuff.
Do you know, some days you just think you're bossing it. The kids have been learning really hard today. They've been doing some cool stuff. Hugh's been getting on with jobs. I've done my exercise, feeling good. We're just about to go out. So yeah, we're absolutely on top of it today, nailing it.
Well, Calvin and I went out with the kids and left Hugh to get on with his leaks. We wanted to go on the petit train, but as always, we had forgotten about the lunchtime shutdown, so we had 2 hours to kill. There was one shop open, selling Christmas things, and the kids started making their lists.
I'm going to order a little one. I'm going to order a little one for Christmas.
It all leaks, everywhere, just leaks. Didn't appear to leak actually under Harry's room where I thought it was going to, but all the siliconing I did yesterday just...
Sorry about that, Hugh. We were having a lovely time.
It's like being in lockdown again at this particular time of day. There's just no one around. Everything's closed, just eerie.
As eerie as Voldemort, perhaps? Claire's hair accessories was open, but that's an American shop.
So I started picking and I ended up basically removing all the mastic I put on yesterday. It does say 24 hours for 3mm and some of this is quite thick. So I'm going to completely take it off as much as I possibly can, completely dry it up, you know, there's sort of heat going on there and everything, and then have another go with a whole pot of mastic and cover the whole thing. But if that doesn't work, then yeah, I'm into prying off the whole lid, I reckon. Maybe re-bedding it either with butyl tape or actually just like using polyester or epoxy and actually just turning it into part of the hull. Because I just can't have a leak, it's just, I can't risk, it's just, yeah. So whilst that's drying up now, and meantime I may start to have a little look at some of this filter system we want to put in to mean it looks after our appliances like the washing machine, and also the final filter will go into the sink because that'll be for our fancy drinking water, which means we can get rid of our Brita filter over there, which keeps falling over every time we go sailing. So that could be good. Right, head down. Stupid Esperance. The stupid Esperance. Esperance the stupid. Wait, stupid the Esperance. That's it. Stupid the Esperance.
I'd say on this instance you can leave the off and just say Esperance. Anyway, we carried on our expedition and finally managed to buy our tickets for the petit train.
Make myself feel slightly better, another win for the logbook. So I've got this pile of filters down here, trying to work out what to do with them. And I opened up my logbook from back in July. And here we go, phone call I had with John from UK Water Filters. And I've written myself a little map for what I need to do, including valve sizes and all those sort of things. So yeah, hopefully it shouldn't be too tricky a job.
The train was lovely and had a commentary explaining the history of vans, none of which I can actually remember to tell you, but at the time I was enthralled.
I can't see any simple solution of where to mount these filters. It's not going to get in the way right now. All this tank work. It's a bit of a pain in the butt.
I really like how even when we're moving, we're still in our house.
You just realised, don't you?
Yes. Yeah, because you feel like it's just like a car journey or something, but it's not because you're always in your house.
So we're getting ready to go this morning. We're about to leave Varnes after 3 wonderful nights in this beautiful, crazy city. I just went for a big bike ride and actually got to see some of the outskirts, and it is a proper city, but inside here it feels like a strange old medieval place. But yeah, we're about to go. Told the kids, right, quick shower, let's get ready to go. And then Eric just had this big epiphany and realised that actually we're not really going because we're taking our house with us. Saw a boat in one of the marinas and they had a block on the head of the sail, so it pulled up with a 2-to-1 ratio. I've got a spare block. I want to do that to make it so much easier to pull the sail up. The only issue is the line to go head of the mast, down to the sail, back up to the head of the mast, back down to me at full reach, so it needs to be another 20 metres longer. So I've got to buy a new line and then it will be much easier to lift the main sail. Half the effort, in fact.
It was worth it though. We had a lovely sail all the way to an anchorage within the Morbihan. I never did find out its name, but we immediately took the dinghy to the beach, our own uninhabited island to explore.
You can hear that. It's all around. Let's have a cricket or a rattle.
More lizards, although they were too speedy for the GoPro on this occasion. A family building project, and then the payoff to see if the moat would fill before the castle was destroyed. It started off well, but entropy won in the end. Our design had not been good enough, so we retreated for a homemade curry and bed.
Woke up this morning, got loads of exciting, creative ideas. I want to get on my computer, get doing them, and then it's like, oh wait, household chores. So I just spent 20 minutes unblocking the toilet. That's good. And now we're refilling the soap, the hand wash soap and the washing up soap. Exciting jobs, right? Discovered a new way to crack an egg. It's so much easier than all the faffing and getting the egg in. Ready? It's worked every time. Flawless. All these years of going tap, 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 tap. Oh, a bit of shell. Just drop it. We're back here again. I think the island's called Île Eldou, or Uldu, or E-D-U-L, or I can't remember. I looked at the chart earlier and I can't remember what it's called, but it's stunning. We spent the whole day here yesterday and it looks like we're going to spend some time here again today. Esperanza's anchor just over there. This glorious beach. There is the whole island's about 1 kilometre long and maybe 200-300 metres wide, and that's it. There's a few houses in the middle, like they call it a village. There's 3 or 4 buildings there, but no one lives there except for there are some rangers who look after this area, and we met one of them yesterday and they help stop poaching and stuff on the island that can happen. And he told us a couple of things, which was quite cool. And whilst we were here yesterday, we built an awesome sandcastle, the kids and I, and we've come here to see how the castle's fared after a night of tides. You went both ways. Look, you went one way and then turn around. And then come back again.
Flied away here. Yeah, he flied. He flew away here.
Well, I think, you know, like in Lord of the Rings where the orcs ruin the trail?
Yeah.
What's just happened now to this bird's trail?
We ruined it.
It's going to get hard to track now. There's a lot of disturbance on the trail. Right, relaxing time.
then to see if today's design was any better.
There's castle over it actually works. Look, all the water's flowing in.
I spent quite a lot of time. I was down, crouching down, looking across the horizon, trying to get the wall level with the flat of the earth. Because that's the problem with yesterday's one, but then I came back, Kelly did the second half, so she didn't take as much care over the moat.
Nothing wrong with my moat. Look, it's doing a perfect job, with a little modification. But ultimately, we lost to the sea again. We retreated, up-anchored, and away we went.
So it's Thursday. We're here in Port Du Crouesty. We visited here before we went into the Caribbean, and now we are here again, trying to wait out a bit of nasty weather. And then we've got to start making our way back towards the UK. I'm hoping that we'll do it in little hops and that we'll go to different places than we visited on the way here, meaning that it still feels like we're exploring and seeing new places as opposed to just going back the same way. No one likes going back the same way, right?
Now guys, this is the sort of exciting stuff we have got going on here today. Kelly just said the words.
I'm just going to do a stock check to see what food we require still.
We have some bio milk, some bio yogurt.
Can you write me a list, Tilly?
Lardons. Oh, boisson. Everyone, we've still got boisson. Boisson? Boisson! It's like really tasty garlic cheese and you get it everywhere in England.
Oh, I've still got some almond milk. Yes, I'll make a smoothie with that. This you can only get in very few places, and when we find it we just buy as many bottles as we can, and this is the last of it.
It's Kelly's favourite almond milk because the only almond milk that has nothing else but almond in it. Like there's so many almond milks that have like a tiny bit of rice or a tiny bit of sugar or something sweetening it, and that stuff's actually just almonds, which is like when you make it. You ever made almond milk yourself? Give it a go.
Do you want to tackle your telly again today?
Yeah. We don't have bacon and carrots.
I'm off to the shops now. I've done my stock take and haven't written a list, just going to wing it.
Just going to wing it and buy loads of chocolate.
You want chocolate?
And that's the exit.
After my disastrous start of building to the week, when I swore off building and promised I was never ever gonna build ever again, I'm starting to do a little bit more. But like, I'm giving up. Like, basically, I think it's time we start focusing on making a living and stop improving this joke of a boat. But I am now messing around the electric cupboard and I'm quite enjoying it because the electric cupboard is a whole new world to me, and I'm getting my head around it and how a whole new world. A new fantastic point of view. No one to tell us no or where to go.
Excuse me.
I actually don't know the next line. Say we're only dreaming.
Anyway, so I'm working in the electric cupboard because I feel like our 24-volt distribution is a bit unsafe at the minute, rattling around the bottom of the cupboard there. So I'm going to at least try and mount that, and I might eventually mount the autopilot because at the moment that's just on a wire down here. So, you know, just some basic tidy up jobs, really.
Yeah, it still looks the same now. But it was time to move on as the weather had improved.
So, we are leaving Le Crouesty and we are off to Port Haleguen. I'm going to call it that. On the chart it's called, wait, number 48. Yeah, Haleguen maybe. Anyway, we're off to Port Haleguen. It's about an hour and a half and we've just set Gandalf off and we've made a route on the plotter. So we'll just leave him on for the next hour and a half and you see if he can zigzag his way through all the buoys and all the markers and everything for us. Let's see what happens. Gandalf is struggling with the sea state. Is he on? Hey, he's all over the shop.
I'm not convinced. I think I could do a better job than this.
In this sea stage, yeah.
Yeah.
He's all over the place.
He is.
It got pretty choppy and things were swinging around all over the place. We set Gandalf to keep a straight course and just altered him manually at each waypoint. Meanwhile, Hugh took himself off watch to go and watch whilst we watched the sea and got drizzled on.
We are in Port Haleguen. That's how you say it. It looked to me like the end of the word penguin, so I'm saying Haleguen, in Quiberon Bay, and we're just off out for an explore. Hugh just said, I bet this place will look really nice in the summertime, but that's everywhere we've been. I bet it's really nice in the summertime. And it is really nice now still. It's just not summertime. Places that would look good in the summer, number 1.
The beach. Number 2, the anchorage. Number 3, these apartment blocks would be unshuttered and full of holidaymakers, but I kind of like the fact that we have this place to ourselves.
Merci.
Thank you,
Means
yeah.
thank you.
De Nepa, what do you think that might mean?
La means the.
The, yeah.
The next day we were off again, following a cool, tall ship. It was like being part of some fancy parade.
It's not warm, it's not cold, but it is sunny.
We arrived back in the Lorient. The kids are taking more of an interest in the sailing these days, spending longer on deck being useful.
We are out celebrating a very eventful passage that we just had.
Lots of things happened. The crossing itself was quite choppy, quite a lot of wind. So Kelvin damaged his foot the other day, so that's our first ailment. Then the first thing that happened was Eric and Tilly bumped heads, didn't they? And you got a bruised head.
She's got a tooth mark on her head.
Teeth mark on her head. And Eric's got a head mark on his tooth. Cut his lip. Then I went downstairs to make some sandwiches for everyone and ended up having to lie on bed because I felt seasick.
I was sick.
Actually sick all over the companionway. And then when we got into the marina, we were tying up, and Kelly, there's some electrics that needs improving, and it's my fault, and Kelly touched some 240-volt wires and electrocuted yourself.
Electrocuted myself, and then in the process I smashed my hand in.
So all in all, we decided to come out for a bit of Scrabble in a nice cafe. Kelly completely thought she was cleaning up in this game. Kelvin has just played a blinder, a 4-letter word, 69 points.
And at the beginning of this game he was like moaning. He says, "Oh, I'm not very good at this. I'm not very good at
He's completely hustled us. Double there, so he's got a 23-point word, and then he's tripled it. That is absurd, ladies and gentlemen. Eric knew what a Suffolk was. Yeah, I thought it was a place. But he was telling me about Suffolks. Yeah, I've never been to Suffolk's. But yeah, he beat me.
ES in the word suffixes is a suffix. E.
The next day we went for a family run splore.
Sunday and it's raining.
It's pitter-patter wettering.
So much so that we had to take our washing to get it dried in the marina dryer. Take note of where we left our bag. A little foreshadowing there.
This is the end of another lovely week.
Yeah, it's Sunday again. It's been a bit... It's just basically we're getting into autumn now, aren't we? In fact, the proof of that is the fact that we're just walking back from the laundry room because we've had to put stuff on to dry because it's been out hanging in the way for 2 days and it's not dry enough. So
yeah, and then Hugh just had, well, we both did actually. This French man started speaking to us in French,
and we just
couldn't, and we did understand the question.
And we were so excited that we told him in English how excited we were rather than just keeping our cool and answering in French. But he wanted to know the code to the sanitary block and all this stuff. I mean, I completely we both went. It felt like you know in Matrix when Neo just downloads his skills. It felt like we're just like, wait, what? I know French now. So that's good.
Yeah. So that was a good way to end the week.
Yeah. So we've had another week. It's when the weather's rubbish. It gets a bit rubbish for us, and we feel it a bit. And we're getting a bit depressed about having to go back now. But also I think we're looking forward just to settling down and not running around quite so much. And we need to get our head down now and make a plan about actually making this lifestyle work.
We definitely want to come out again next spring for a longer period of time. The kids are loving it. Here is our youngest filming the sunset for you.
I'm absolutely flabbergasted. I just went to get the washing and hoping the tumble dry. It's all dry, but someone stole our bag. We left our bag nearby and somebody stole our bag. There's been a robbery. So now I've got to come all the way back and get another bag. I didn't want to use another bag. I wanted to use that bag. That's why we left it there.
Actual
real life crime in France. A bag has been stolen. Mon sac stolen.
Call the gendarmerie.
Yeah.
I hope the person made good use of it. It was a good bag. Join us next week when you'll find out why it was so hard for me to record my voiceover this week. Please subscribe, like and share. Goodbye for now.